All right, we are recording. So those of us listening to the podcast right now, we're about to go live. If you don't follow us on the live stream channel, you should check us out on our Facebook page if you want to be part of the live stream. We try to get involved in your chats and whatnot. Right now we're setting that up. I'm not sure why it's not working yet because we haven't done this in a while. Is there something happening? Go live now. Maybe I click that? No? Trying it.
Maybe. No, you got to scroll down over
Scroll down
here,
the,
right? And then you had to give it a name.
Oh, I have to name it.
Yeah.
Just call it show. Everything's just show. There we go.
Live stream.
Why is it not stuff?
Stuff and things.
Those of you guys listening on the podcast, we apologize. We appreciate your downloads and listening. Here we go. Maybe now.
Appreciate it all.
Maybe now. Because we're going live on Facebook, guys. The reason we do this is because we want you guys involved. One of the best parts of the show is you guys get involved, and we love it. Because we get to hear you guys talk, we get to see your chat, you get to be part of the conversation, and it's phenomenal, and we love it. And I'm not sure where the chat is.
Got to scroll down.
Oh, there we go.
It's right there.
All right, here we are. Hi, welcome to Vanishing Gates. I'm Jay, and this is
The Lugubrious Jack.
Yeah, we're hosting the strange and the unexplained, the paranormal, the awkward, the funny. Usually, we try to be.
The tired. The very tired.
It's the guy without the headset.
I got like an hour. Oh, right, yeah. I got like an hour of sleep. That's great. Let me put my headset on over here.
You don't need sleep. Plenty of sleep when you're dead.
Well, apparently my headset wants to give me oxygen, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll with it.
Yeah, we had to pick up that new headset today because I have offspring and they destroyed the other headset. So until I can go and down to Manitoba's 2 Street Music, not a sponsor, just buddies of ours, I got to go buy more headsets.
Of which I actually have a very nice set of hypers, but
well, I'd rather just buy from Anthony. Give him some business down there at Manitoba's 2 Street Music. You can check him out online too if you're not here in Humboldt. We actually did a ghost hunt there. That was pretty dope.
That was really cool. Apparently, I talked to something.
You had some conversations with some things.
I mean, it was a one-sided conversation since I didn't hear it talking back. I was just asking questions, but
yeah. So one thing we want to do today, we're on a second episode of our relaunch. So we're not going to have a lot of meat and potatoes here. But we want to talk to you guys about where we're going with the show and get your feedback when you get a chance. And that's awesome.
Do we have a nailed down time where we're going to be going live?
Yeah, we don't have a nail down yet. We are going to release the show on podcast format, like Monday probably. Is Monday a good release date or should we do it Sundays?
Sunday's probably the day after.
Yeah, probably Monday release for the podcast version. The live stream we'll keep doing on the weekends.
And if you want to catch it live, you got to
join us on Facebook, Vanishing Gates.
The day before.
Yeah, hit us up. Guys, if you have stories that are strange and unexplained, if you know a serial killer, that kind of thing, hit us up.
No,
I mean, if you know a story about killer, ghosts, like
maybe don't tell the police, not us.
Yeah. You should probably tell the police first. And then let us know after the fact if it won't mess up the investigation.
Yeah, no.
I think that's
that'd be fine. We want to know.
So you guys, if you're watching the live stream, you notice we're still in the temporary studio. We have not built the sound booth yet for the current studio. It's going to be.
It looks almost exactly the same as the regular.
That's because I literally moved everything to this side, but it's way more messy.
Oh yeah, it's very messy. You're right.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot prettier when we build it. Okay, so those of you listening to the podcast, you can go back and watch us live on our YouTube channel. Also Vanishing Gates. You will see what Jack is wearing on his face. The headset issue. He doesn't know how to separate cords, and so it looks like he's wearing like an oxygen mask to an extent.
I'll explain them to you. It's part of the majesty that they don't know.
I don't know about that.
I feel like an old man in those movies that has an oxygen supply and then was smoking at the exact same time. And it's always that one old man. I wonder if you know which one I'm talking about, too.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Someone will know. It's always one old man in every movie.
So we do have a topic tonight to talk about, a local true crime incident. But before we do that, before we get into the levity of things, because it's really it's like a Florida man style story, I do want to take a moment and ask you guys for your thoughts and prayers. I know thoughts and prayers, Anthony Jeselnik, whatever. But if you guys could take the time to pray for my friend's family. Their son B is having a hard time medically. He's having some serious issues. He's a tough kid. They're a great family. And if you could, just take a minute and pray for him. I really believe in the power of prayer. I do. I don't believe in a lot of things, but that has always been something that's got me through a lot of crap. People's thoughts and their hope for you, the good energy, whatever you want to call it. But he's a young kid. He's going through a lot of stuff. No, it's not COVID. It's other things. But he could the family could really use some prayers. So please do that for me as a personal request. I would really appreciate that. And for those of you who've been around for a long time, you know that if you have something going on, I'm glad to jump in and do the same thing for you. And you know, just hit us up. We have no problem with that. So that's our serious moment for the evening. And now we talk about a news article that happened in our town. What a segue, right?
I mean, we are the masters of the segue. It's just a smooth transition, and no one can argue.
I've never been able to write a segue.
We've gone from just the world's worst shit we've ever said in our lives to just suddenly, hey, look,
still
segued.
The worst shit we've said in our lives, but with happiness behind it.
Penis.
We're offensive on purpose because it's humorous. The reason I pulled my phone out for those of you watching is because I didn't want to disable the ad blocker on my computer while we're live streaming because I don't trust any of that. But this is something that happened in our town, if it will load.
Well, I'm still missing my clippers because my hair is run wild.
Yeah, Jack's hair gone wild, hashtag.
It's like Hulkamania. It's running wild all over my head.
So I'm just going to read this article. This is an update article. Shout out to Andrew Goff at Lost Coast Outpost, which I never shout out to Lost Coast Outpost because sometimes it's not my thing. But this is the most Humboldt County thing ever, aside from just marijuana and disappeared women.
Hey.
That's kind of dark, isn't it?
Our export is more than just disappeared women, okay? We disappear everybody. Disappeared people.
Yeah, disappeared people.
God. Rude.
So, anyway, this is the update on the article. The city of Eureka has removed a mysterious dildo atop the old town gazebo.
That just seems rude.
That's our true crime for the night. We're going to go into this.
That just seems rude.
Somebody took the fucking time to take a phallic object, a dildo. I can just say dildo, I guess, at this point. We're not getting monetized on YouTube anyway.
We'll never be monetized.
They crawled up the old town gazebo. Now, if you're not from this area, you don't understand. The gazebo is not something you can just get on top of without really working for it.
There is what it was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what kind of parkour fucking hijinks is
like
this?
20, 30 feet up, isn't it?
Well, you
and there's like a little water thing on the bottom.
The problem is, well, there's the pond thing or the little water fountain, but guys, it's brick encased with a slope, but there's a metal fence, and then there's the pergola, and the gazebo comes down, and it passes by that metal fence by a good foot, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a foot over.
So that's impressive. It had to have teamwork involved. Yeah. Now, the other thing is, they didn't just put a dildo up there with suction cups.
Did they glue that shit?
No.
What'd they do?
They screwed it in.
They screwed it?
They screwed it in. And Jack is going to get his pizza. This is the kind of professionalism you expect from Vanishing Gates, folks. I know. Any day, Jack. We're talking about big rubber cocks, bro. Big rubber cock. Oh, speaking of cocks, hi, James Cox in chat. How are you, my friend? Are you one of those people that run around and throw dildos of people? Throwing dildos at people? James, I think you meant at people, and no, we don't do that. That's a waste of like $50. A couple things. Why, aside from the comic relief factor, and also, that's a big waste of money. I mean, I guess for humor? I'm hoping I find this guy's YouTube channel. He's just some kind of dildo prankster. That'd be freaking phenomenal. Pardon me while I relight my cigar. Oh, here's Jack again.
I was hungry.
Yeah, you're always hungry.
You want something?
No, I'm good. You want to sit down so we can continue our show?
Did you just mock me?
The folks at home are listening.
Folks at home.
Some of the folks are fapping.
Did you message our mother? She got mad because you didn't send her an invite.
She doesn't need an invite. She follows the fucking page. Again, after episode 2 of the relaunch, we should be a little more professional and timely.
No.
Here's hoping. So, yeah, he climbed up onto the gazebo, and it wasn't just like he put it just anywhere. He went to the top where it peeks out. And I'm going to share pictures of this on our page so you guys can see. But he took the time to screw the fucker in. The poor dude that works for the city of Eureka.
Screwed the fucker in for sure.
Yeah, that was definitely a screwed situation. The poor dude from the city of Eureka that had to go in and... Hold on. You can go to Sam's... This is chat, by the way, guys. You can go to Sam's Club, Costco, eBay, and maybe buy it in bulk. I don't think Costco sells dongs in bulk, James in chat. At least I've never seen them. I don't know about a Sam's Club. We don't have one here. eBay, maybe. Definitely not Costco. You would think Costco would make a ton of money off that. Bulk packs of sex toys.
Yeah, theoretically.
So some of the comments on this were amazing. Someone called it the gazeboner.
Okay.
Which was phenomenal. So the poor guy from the city that had to go up and remove this fucking thing before he realized it was screwed in, it just looks like he's trying to give himself a fucking facial. This poor dude. I feel so bad for him. When I share the pictures, I will edit out his face because he does not deserve this kind of treatment.
He lost that rock, paper, scissors immediately, I think.
It's rock, paper, brick in the face.
He was like, I am not going up there and getting that fucking thing.
He did not look happy the entire time.
Do you know what people are going to say about me in this tiny fucking town?
This poor
if
guy.
I have to climb on top of a gazebo and get a fucking dong.
So I think we need to do a psychological deep dive into what causes a person to screw a dildo into a gazebo in a very public space.
Boredom in a tiny town?
Yeah, but boredom can be a lot of things. You can chase the pigeons. We've all done that. There's pigeons all around the thing.
Childishness. Which we are all definitely childish.
Okay, if we're going to write a criminal profile, let's do this. Let's write a criminal profile for this person. We can't assume it's a dude. That's not right, because that doesn't make any sense on a scientific basis, right? We can't just make the assumption it's a guy. I guess if we're doing profiles, it's just all assumptions. You need a koozie for that.
I do. I need my pizza. It's all the way across the room.
Use the force, puke. Anyway. In chat, that is kind of vicious and funny at the same time. You are absolutely correct. That is vicious and funny at the same time. Can you imagine, like, taking your kids to the gazebo in Old Town? What's that antenna for? And it wasn't just... And it was a weird-looking donger, too. It had, like, a really flat head. It looked like somebody used it a little more than they probably should have before they... It was rode hard and put away screwed into a gazebo.
That's accurate.
I'm going to start saying that now. It's not rode hard and put away wet anymore. It's rode hard and screwed into his gazebo. Somebody bottomed something out with that thing a lot. That's all I'm saying.
I can't fathom the person who thought that was a fantastic... I mean, I know some people that I think would do that shit, now that I think about it, actually.
Shouldn't say that too loud, because the FBI might be looking, and now you are an accessory.
Oh, good.
I mean, look, I laugh my ass off at those videos that dudes take the dildos and throw them at cars where it sticks to the windshield. That shit's hella funny. Also, don't do that. It's super dangerous to cause a wreck in your
First off, I send my FBI guy at least a basket every holiday, okay? He's not going to go ahead and investigate me because I said something live on a show, okay? He is my friend.
Why do you think it's the FBI and not the CAE? The Kia.
I'm not sure which one it is. I just know I just know I send one to his address every year. I don't know if he's actually there or not.
I don't either. So, anyway, yeah, someone literally crawled this gazebo and hooked a dildo to it. What kind of what drives a man to do that? Well, aside from boredom, like what deep-seated thing do you think caused him to think that was the funniest part of life? Because he had to be like, or she. Again, I shouldn't just... I'm pretty sure it's a dude.
Show us on the doll where Daniel Tosh touched you?
It's a lot of places on the dolls.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Someone just watched way too much of that shit.
Or presidential conversation. Anyway, we're gonna not do that. I'll leave that one for Tom Velasquez. So, yeah, it's kind of strange that someone would take the time to do that. Like, it's not that strange, but it is. Okay, so the reason I think it's an adult is because it would be very difficult for a juvenile to get up there and do that. That's not an easy surface to work on either.
No, it's shingles.
There's
it's
moss on those shingles and stuff. You'd have to be like gripped in. It had to be more than one person.
How'd that guy get up there? It didn't look like he was like.
Or gal.
Or
gals.
The guy who got up there to take it down, he just walked up there.
He didn't just walk up.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think he just walked up there.
He Spider-Man jumped. He parkoured off the building.
No, I'm sure he had safety gear because OSHA pays attention to everything.
OSHA.
Can you imagine being like the dude vandalizing something and the person that busts you is Cal OSHA? That's out of compliance. You cannot do that.
Freeze! Cal OSHA!
Those guys are scarier than the cops, bro.
Fuck! Cop, I'm gonna have to close this down for a whole 20 minutes. Cal OSHA, I'm gonna have to shut this motherfucker down.
Dude, but they took a hammer-headed dildo, because this thing has been jammed into stuff hard, because that thing was flattened on the tip. Like, I know I've said this already, but you guys don't understand until you see it.
I was not paying that much attention.
I looked at the pictures because I was trying to figure out what the hell perpetrated this event.
Well, imagine a person.
Like, what measure of
was
person
it aliens or
does
Bigfoot?
this? I think it was a human being this time.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think it was aliens.
I don't think it was aliens. I think if aliens wanted to put a probing object up there, it would be shiny and glossy and have little tongs that come out and tickle.
I think every once in a while they show up and they do random things to just drive us insane.
After I said that, I know that after like 40 or 50 people listen to this, someone's going to hear that and make a sex toy that has little tongs that come out and tickle. And I'm kind of worried about that.
I'm kind of worried about that now.
Have you ever seen those dildos they call expositors?
No.
They actually shoot gelatinous bulbs into you for pleasure.
But why?
Because people like it.
Maybe in chat it was a homage trying to say fuck this town.
That's actually probably pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
So they're probably angsty and pissed off they can't leave. Now, guys, there's a lot of tweakers and meth addicts in this town for sure. I think this is a person of sound mind, maybe with some marijuanas or alcohols in them.
Alcohols is one of my thinking is.
Probably. I've never met a stoner that just goes and slaps dildos everywhere.
Yeah, most stoners just kind of sit on the couch.
But they took the time to screw the damn thing in. That takes some real thought.
Who did not get caught in this process? There's a bar right up the street. How are you not getting caught? Most of them are
closed for COVIDs. Like, most of the bars aren't open right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that bar is not open right now. But they took the time to take this rubbery phallus and hook it in and screw it in place. And the poor city worker, again, I feel so bad for this guy. The picture is he's sitting there just looking like he's shake waiting. And then he realized, oh, it's screwed in. And I don't know how he got it off. But he did eventually.
He probably unfucked the situation.
Yeah, he's probably lucky it's not one of those ovipositors. Get hit in the face with those gelatinous bulbs.
Oh, my eye. I said not yet.
Oh, my God. Watch that shit in 3D.
Oh, God.
But, yeah. So that's our true crime for the week. I posted another. I shared another article with Jack, and it turned out to be totally fucking fake.
The one with the cat. People like,
so
how did you not pick up that was fake after the first?
I just
5
read
seconds?
the headline. I didn't read the rest of it. I didn't fact.
I read like 5 seconds, like 10 lines of that article, and I was like, how does he think this is? I hope he knows.
Are you are you totally sure it's fake?
Yes.
Did you check after that?
An entire class of kids acting like fucking cats is not a real thing.
Have you seen what year we're in?
Okay, the fact that you thought that was real because of the year we're in scares me more than anything.
That should worry you.
It worries
I'm
me.
just saying, have a more open mind, bro. You never know what's happening.
Oh my gosh, you're right about that. Oh, I should have thought of that for a minute.
Dude, exactly.
I am now afraid of humanity.
Just now? You're now worried about us? You're now worried about humanity.
Oh no, I was already worried before.
We're the same species of people that do cannibalism and incestuous things. Not us as a family, guys. We're not that kind of people. Plus, he's not my type.
Let the retarded cousin drive the short bus.
I'm so happy we don't have attractive family members, so I don't have to go, oh, my cousin's kind of hot. Because that would be really awkward.
I mean, we were from Alabama originally, so.
No, we weren't. No.
Our family roots.
Texas and Oklahoma.
Oh, was it Okie?
That's on one
I thought it was
side.
Alley.
No. We didn't come from Bama.
Damn it! I thought we were Red Tide.
No, you can't be singing Sweet Home Alabama and mean it anymore, bud. Sorry.
You know, I learned something today.
I would hope you learn something every day. I would hope the lesson that we all take away from this is if you screw a dildo to a gazebo in the middle of town, some poor city worker is going to be put up online as the guy who looks like he's angrily jerking off a dildo because he doesn't have a choice. In a way, that guy got forced into a situation he did not want to be involved in.
Could you imagine like that? Like he could have legitimately been like, "I'm not going up there." Every one of them could be like, "I'm not going to do that."
I would have been more worried about the guy that's like, or the gal, "I'm up there in 5, don't look." Now, you got to wonder, too, because the guy looked like he was struggling when he put it on, his hands on it. Did they lube it up, or was that, like, fluids on it?
The fluids would have dried, the lube would stay for a little bit, I think.
Not necessarily.
There's a whole nother dimension to this I didn't want to have to think about. I was already past this in my head.
People are trying to remind themselves it's a paranormal talk show.
And here I was. I had been watching something about Heaven's Gate today, and I remember nothing about it now because I just have dildos running through my head now. Just ramming into my skull.
Jack has dildos ramming into his skull. Well, that explains why it's so flat on the tip. Were you the culprit?
No.
You're incriminating yourself, sir.
I would have put at least 6 up there if I was on there.
If you put 6
I would have made a fucking stairwell of dildos all the way up the gazebo if it was me. It looked like you could have grabbed that, climbed all the way to the top.
Game of Thrones with big rubber dongs.
Yes. I wouldn't have gone half-assed.
In chat, they should have put axle grease on it. No. They shouldn't have done it at all, James in chat. What's wrong with you?
I think what we can all learn from this is if you put a giant dong on your town's gazebo, you will get semi-famous.
Well, no, because no one knows who did it yet.
15 minutes.
That's why we're going to create this profile of this person.
It is a crime, though, because technically they vandalized.
It is vandalism.
They drilled into the gazebo, which is vandalism.
You need to rotate that cigar. You're burning off, and it's irritating the hell out of me.
I have been rotating it.
No, you're burning it from the bottom. Not the. You need to. Jesus, son. Send you to school, buy you books, eat the covers off the books. Screw dildos to gazebos and shit. For the disclaimer here, we did not screw that dildo to the gazebo.
None of us did any screwing of that dildo into a gazebo.
Yeah, I'm not saying we didn't do any screwing, but not of the dildo to the gazebo.
Yes.
Not our thing. So, again, we'll do the profile of this because it'll be a fun little experiment. What drives a person? Now, we'll start from the beginning. It's a phallic object screwed to a stationary object. All right? What do you think drives a person outside of humor to do that? There's something deep-seated. There's a Freudian response here somewhere. I'm sure of it.
No, they're just childish, and they were drunk.
I think you're simplifying things.
No, I think I'm simplifying it because that's the accurate.
That's not the fun part. We have to go deeper into it and make this a criminal case, a cold case. This is a file now. A disgruntled city employee in chat. You know what, James? You might be onto something. I don't think so, though, because our city employees are actually pretty nice folks for the most part.
Maybe it was PG&E.
Why would they attack the gazebo with a dildo?
Why would they set half the state on fire every year?
We're in so many countries we're going to get banned from just for saying the word dildo. Just so you know. How did Vanishing Gates get banned from the Middle East? Oh, dildos.
Giant dildos got them banned.
Yeah, we don't worry about that. So, yeah, the one guy got screwed over on OT. James in chat. Jesus.
Rip.
Career rest in peace. So, but if you break it down, let's try to do this in a logical way that's like more overwhelming than it should be.
Oh, you mean like?
Yeah, we're gonna fake it. We're gonna pretend we're profilers.
Create a conspiracy theory about this guy?
Yeah.
Well,
or girl.
First things first, he definitely believes in Bigfoot.
No. Let's try to be like fake serious about this. It'd be more fun.
Okay.
Guys in chat, help us build this profile of who would screw a giant rubber hammer-headed dildo onto a gazebo in the middle of town.
He's definitely got daddy issues.
Did someone bleach a gorilla? Well, yes, Dave in chat. Someone did bleach a gorilla.
He has daddy issues.
Daddy issues? So you're certain it's a guy?
Doesn't have to be a guy. Whoever it is,
You know
has
what though?
daddy issues.
I would say like on an actual like on the real spectrum of things, I would think it's a dude or a couple of dudes for sure. And the reason is because I don't really think chicks go around and throw phalluses all over the place.
Whoever it is, his
There
daddy
are some
issues.
girls that would do that, I'm sure. So gals, don't get me wrong. I'm not like trying to gender specify here. I'm just thinking we're building a fake criminal profile of a guy that literally screwed a
They
dildo
definitely
onto a
march
gazebo.
in
They
at
took a
least-
lot of effort to do this.
They definitely march in at least 90% of the protests and parades.
Probably. We'll save that for Tom Vlassis. So, also check out the Paranormal Patriot.
They probably
He's
smell
dope.
like patchouli oil.
I don't know, dude. I think it's someone between the ages of 18 and 25.
It's someone who thinks they have a distant native ancestry, so they wear those like poncho shawl things.
No, we have to actually be kind of
But
serious about this
it's
fake
unironic
profile.
because this person
You're not doing this
this
right.
person thinks that this is what they are.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a dude that probably doesn't know how to wear a belt. And his friends.
Okay, do you think they wear? What do you think they would wear? These kind of people, like camouflage, blue
Partially
jeans,
baggy jeans. Maybe some camouflage.
dirty hair.
They
at
either
least 6 or
vape.
7 dreads.
They
in it.
either vape or have chew spit tobacco all over the place.
Yeah, there's definitely some kind of like tobacco thing.
There
involved
is
here.
something tobacco involved for sure.
Yeah, and alcohol. I'm not thinking tequila because tequila's a different
What's up,
kind
Bo
of
in
sound.
chat?
What's up, Bo?
Bo,
It's totally different style.
thanks for catching up. For those in the podcast, we're talking to live streams. You can join us on Facebook Live when we go live. Vanishing Gates on Facebook. Anyway, Bo, we're talking about the gazebo dildo incident that just happened, and we're trying to create a criminal profile.
Of course it is. It's always about
Harvey in chat. Hi, buddy. Yeah, we're talking about someone in our town took a phallus and screwed it into our gazebo in a really weird way. Dave in chat says, I think you ordered it, Jason, and when it showed up, it was too big, so you did this. No, Dave, I don't have the energy to climb up the realm of this gazebo. So, again, I'm going to show pictures on our Facebook page after the show's over of what happened. I'm going to take out the city worker's face because this poor guy just looks like he was jerking somebody into his face.
Now,
This poor dildo looked like it had a lot of use.
they probably have.
I've said that like 4 times now.
And
And I'm making I'm gesticulating on a lot of masturbatory motions here because it just makes sense. Background in athletics, you think? So,
or climbing trees.
well, think about it. Like, it would be really difficult for them to get a machine up or a scissor lift or something, which most people would do to climb up there. They had
they'd
to have
hear it.
friends.
Plus,
But
it was on
again,
a slope.
the
Most people don't have
gazebo is
balls to do it
sloped
like
up, funny, and it's arch and sloped, and it's a long fall down if you fucking miss. They
You
had
could
to
pull
be.
you could pull a good scissor lift on the other side, pull it up, and then have
Well,
the
yeah, but
drop
people are
down
going to see
go
that,
onto
and nobody saw it.
Oh, it's in the middle of a goddamn lockdown. Everybody's still paranoid.
No,
it
we're
was the
open
middle of
now.
the night,
No, we're
probably.
open. It was definitely the middle of the night. Nobody's doing that in the middle of the day. People would have saw, oh, what's he doing up there? Oh, he's fixing some shingles. That's a strange thing to fix shingles with.
I don't know if you're supposed to do that. And the thing is they did one brave thing and ran like hell. So they're not always brave. They clearly got talked into it, and it was something stupid. Because if it was someone who was seriously wanting to pull this prank, they would have done multiple
Don't hit
dildos.
the table. You're micing. Jesus.
They would have added in multiple dildos. They wouldn't have stopped at one.
Harvey in chat says dead of night and someone with resources. You know,
No,
Harvey, I
they didn't
almost
have
agree with you,
resources.
but
they
you
had a
haven't
ladder
been
and
to
another
Humble.
person.
No,
and it was-
I don't think they even had a ladder because you'd have to have a huge ass ladder to get up there where it's at. Because
And they
it's
had
on
to
the
have something
slope
that wouldn't
side.
slip.
It's not on the short side
So
of the
they had
gazebo.
ready access to shoes that would not slide on those tiles.
It wouldn't matter. You'd have to like throw a lasso around the top of the pergola where the round thing is, and climb that up and hold steady.
So
to
they have to
something.
have rope. They have to have a ladder. They have to have a
they
friend
just
stupid
all
enough to
they
do
have
it.
to have is 2 friends holding their feet in place and then helping them down. Because the fall back on that, you die. Like,
It's goddamn rednecks is what it is.
I don't think it's rednecks.
I think it's goddamn rednecks.
It might be rednecks. I'm not thinking it's rednecks. I think it's something else. I think it's someone that's probably a mass murderer.
Okay, yeah, they probably killed at least 6 people yesterday. And the
They
dildo's
literally
probably
go
a
to
real
Planned
one.
Parenthood and ask for the
Just
parts and make
laminated.
stew out of it.
Yeah,
That's kind of gross.
they probably do that though.
Harvey, yeah, the man lift idea, I would agree with you, but the problem is no one saw anything, and where this is at, it's pretty open.
It's
Someone would have seen something.
There
if
are
they
trees
used
on one
the
side,
man lift
though.
or a scissor lift. Yeah, but no, the side they approached.
also it's also lit up at night, isn't it?
Yeah, the side they approached from, the side where the dildo was at, There's a store right behind it with cameras, and nobody caught anything. It's like Bigfoot with a dong. It might have been Bigfoot.
It was Dongfoot.
Dongfoot. Jesus. Dongfoot.
Whoever it is has a small penis. Too.
This is like the most Florida act of vandalism I've ever fucking seen. Bo says in chat, maybe it's a cry for help. Bo, it's definitely a cry for help. Or attention.
1 second.
What?
I will get the door.
People aren't supposed to knock on the door. It's rude. We're live streaming.
We're in the middle of something.
Jack will be back in a moment. The 12-foot ladder, James in chat, would not really work as well. Just because of the way it's shaped. Plus, it's really slippery. Like, where we live, it's super moist. And there's lots of pigeon shit everywhere. And there's stuff that grows. Bo in chat knows. He's been there. It's a place where it's really good to look at. But when you walk near it, it smells like the fucking Tenderloin district. Is it a suction cup type? Dave, it was, but they didn't just suction cup it on. They took a screw and screwed it into the fucking pergola. They took the time. So they had to go up there and not just, climb up and stick it on there. They had to go up there and have this held down with one hand, the cock held down in one hand, and a screw gun in another hand. They had to have plan this out. There's no way you just go up there and just stick it on there like those videos where you just lick the bottom and throw it on cars. We talked about that earlier too. They screwed this fucker in.
As someone who's not afraid of heights either, because you were definitely afraid to fall. Someone would definitely be afraid of falling off that shit.
Well, they're not afraid of the fall. They're afraid of the landing. Let's be realistic here. No one's actually afraid of heights. No, we're not in Florida, Harvey and chat. We're in California. It seems like a Florida thing is what I'm saying.
Definitely
With this, Florida seems almost more family friendly.
Normally I would say meth head, but I think it's a bunch of rednecks.
I don't agree, man. I think it's an individual with a couple friends, and that's it. Yeah. I think it's someone who has a lot of $20 is $20 in chat. Jesus.
It was definitely a dare. It was definitely a dare.
I don't think it's a dare at all. I think it's a prank. I think it's someone. I think it's a dare
because, like I said, they wouldn't. If it was a prank, they were going to go through. They would have done more than one. Either they were going to get caught and they ran, which means someone saw something.
Nobody saw anything apparently.
Someone probably saw something.
Here's what reminds me of is when Kanye West did his concert in I want to say the Netherlands or something.
The Netherlands.
And the dude had the huge banner flag posted up of Kim Kardashian blowing, what was it, Ray J? It's that kind of thing.
That guy's a legend, though. He will live on.
Yeah, so will this guy, but no one knows who he is.
Did you know Techno Viking, who Techno Viking was?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
He's one of the original. He sued the guy that did that video because he wasn't actually supposed to be in that video. He got made a meme, and he actually wound up suing the guy.
In chat, is Jack's wife still hot? More of her. When has he seen your wife?
Everybody's seen my wife at least once.
OnlyFans. You guys will lose a lot of money over that one.
I thought I told you not to talk about my OnlyFans anymore.
Well, don't worry about it because it's getting shut down.
I lost it, and now I've lost my income.
They're not allowing you to do OnlyFans anymore for pornography. No, that's some supernatural shit.
I lost the chubby market, and now it's gone. Okay, here I was, all plump and ready to go. Get a little greased up with my hair. Everybody loves to see that spiral pattern in your hair when you're greasy and sweaty. On your stomach. The ladies love it.
Are you?
So do some of the guys, but I'm not judging anyone.
Okay, now I'm certain it was Jack that fucking screwed that dildo in the pergola. For fuck's sake, bro.
God.
So, but if we're to break it down, this person had to have some serious planning to an extent. By serious, I mean 2 6-packs and 2 friends, and they're like, "We got a drill." But who just has a dildo for that use? They had to have used that for something else. I'm more interested in the history of that dildo than anything else and how they got a hold of it.
How
you get a hold of it. So, our mother just walked in with presents for Jack because his birthday is Monday.
My birthday is Monday?
Here's something for your set.
Oh, she brought us something for the set, a gift for the show. Mom, we're talking about that dildo that got screwed to the pergola on the gazebo. That's our
What?
show topic for the night.
What?
The dildo that got screwed to the pergola on the gazebo in Old Town.
Oh, I missed that.
How did you miss that?
I don't listen to the news.
I don't either, but Jesus Christ. Oh, this is amazing. Thanks,
Of course, everybody
Mom.
knows that at least one hippie chick got up there.
Oh,
and used
look
it
at
before they
this,
took it out,
guys.
so.
If you can see, if you're watching and not listening in the podcast, oh, this is fucking phenomenal backdrop.
Edgar Allan Poe style.
This is fucking dope. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
When the
not
studio's
gonna
back
open this
together,
yet.
it's super rad.
You'll want to open this probably right now.
Uh-oh.
Why?
Now Jack's got to open his birthday present
Why I wanna
that
open
my
it
mom
now?
brought
This
him.
one you can wait.
Our mom brought him.
I don't know.
Oh, and combos.
Oh, those are mine. Thanks.
Oh, they were in the gift bag.
They were a gift.
You can have it. Baby.
I'm going to eat these if you don't want them.
That's fine.
All right. Thanks, Mom. What are you opening here? What is this?
Well, because
A multi-layer cushion.
God, folks, if you're not watching the fucking the
your
live stream, you
back.
need to.
it's to help your back.
She bought him a fucking hernia cushion for his asshole.
It's not a hernia cushion. It's to help your back.
Oh, it's
To help my back?
Help his back.
Yes.
Why'd I want to open it right now?
To help your back.
To help your back when you're sitting in a chair. Like
Well, I'm smoking right now. It's gonna get covered in smoke. Take it in.
Jesus, don't tell Mom what to do, you ungrateful
Ma.
bastard.
What? I'm not ungrateful. I don't want to cover it in smoke.
No, you were adopted. You know that, right?
No, I was a milkman's son.
Hey,
I
my
know,
mother's a
but
saint.
That's what I told you, man.
I know.
No,
It was
it's
true
not,
though.
man.
It was accurate.
Anyway, I think the best part
Thanks,
is, aside from the dildo talk, is this awesome Raven on Skull on potion books. It's a phenomenal backdrop set when we finally get the studio back together.
Dude,
Anyway.
I actually listened to that Heaven's Gate shit though. And
Okay,
that was
so
some
now you want
weird
to talk about
stuff.
Heaven's Great? All right, let's go.
No, I don't want to talk about it. I was just saying some weird stuff. We should do a show on it. Because that was some like what drives 39 people to do that?
To cut their dicks off?
No, because do you know how it happened exactly?
Yeah, they cut their fucking dicks off because they thought Hellbop was going to fucking take them to an alien thing.
That's not what happened.
Okay, enlighten me, sir.
Oh, okay.
I just gave a Cliff's Notes version. Now Jack is going to give us a deep dive into Heaven's Gate. We went from dildos to castration and asteroids, and Jack is going to lead the way.
I literally have a Cliff Notes version.
Then why did you correct me?
Because that's not how that happened.
Then what happened?
Just because I have the Cliff Notes doesn't mean I don't fucking know what happened.
Well, then tell us what happened. Inquiring minds want to masturbate to what you're going to say.
I can't remember. Yeah, I didn't study for the show. I was just listening to something about it earlier.
Always study for the show, bro.
So there was this old dude.
This old dude.
I can't remember what his goddamn name was. And there was this old lady. I can't remember what her goddamn name was.
And for the record, I'm not going to interrupt or correct you. I'm just going to listen to you tell this story because this is
I
going
think
to be
it's
amazing.
actually a good story.
I believe you.
But so they started this. They met each other, right? And they decided that it was destined that they would meet one another. And this was before the whole cult started. And so this was before the whole cult started. And when they met up, they said it was destined and that they were supposed to meet, that this was supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. And they gave themselves nicknames.
Mm-hmm. As one does.
Bo and Peep.
Uh-oh. Bo, not you in chat.
And they decided that they were supposed to lead people to heaven or a higher ascended being of it. It's like oh god, what was it Toesdal or something like that? Toesdal, which is like a higher ascended human form. It's an acronym, but I can't remember what the acronym was exactly. So what happened is Bo and Peep meet up, and they start to convince people that they're going to lead them to heaven. And it's ordained that Bo and Peep are both going to go to heaven. So this cult starts to go crazy, and it's building up, and everybody's like, they have videos of this stuff, of this guy talking and stuff like that, long before the suicide. 10 years is going by. Well, 10 years, he keeps telling people it's going to happen. Don't worry, we're just waiting for a sign. We just need to know what the sign is. But in this 10 years, Peep dies.
It's like the most patient girlfriend ever. Don't worry, baby. You'll eventually get off.
Peep winds up dying on this.
That's unfortunate.
She's not supposed to die, though. She was supposed to help open the gate to heaven. She was supposed to die with Bo, and they were supposed to die at the same time and ascend. Not just yet, Harvey. Actually, that's kind of the ending. That's cutting to the end. So what happens is Peep dies, and Bo has to think of something to save the cult. So he says, Peep did ascend. The alien sent her some kind of a signal, and that's why she died. He convinced these people that the reason she died is because aliens sent her sign, and she shoved off her exosuit, her useless cage. That's what they convinced everybody in the cult this was. That our flesh is a useless cage. It's just an exosuit. That's all it is, which technically it is.
I find it pretty useful.
But after she died, I think he lost a few people. Obviously, as you do as a cult leader, you lose people. And finally, the Hale-Bopp comet's kind of announced, and he says, "This is what's going to happen." He says the UFO will be on the tail of the Hale-Bopp comet, and what's supposed to happen is the UFO is supposed to show up. It takes you to an ascended life. That's their beliefs. So they get going, and he says, "We have to be ready to leave this mortal coil, otherwise we will not ascend." He says, "But when we ascend, everything that's left behind will basically be wiped away, and a new form of human will seed the world, and the cycle will start over again."
That explains why I'm here. Wait,
And
no, I was alive for this. God damn it. I remember when this happened.
So he tells everyone we have to prepare, and he gets 39 followers. 39 of his followers. I think that's all he had at that point. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
I'm glad
he
you
gets
said
them to a
percent
mansion.
because I was going to slap you in the face. I'm not 100. If you would have stopped there, I would have hit you right in the fucking face.
And so he gets all of these people into a mansion. And the reason I said this is why it's weird is they did videos before they killed themselves, days before they killed themselves, and they were all talking about the fact that it's okay because this is just a mortal coil. This is pointless. This is going to be gone. I don't care about this. You're just going to see my skin suit, and that's it. They were all saying this. One guy was this weird Okie dude. He says they named themselves, and it's funny right now, but you have to think of this in the context that this really happened.
I know. I remember. I saw it on the news.
You have to think of the context that
I was laughing at the weird Okie dude part.
So, the weird Okie dude named him something like Thesis or something like that because he wanted to learn. And so they renamed themselves. So the night of all this stuff going down, after they make their goodbye videos and just letting everybody know how happy they are and how good this is, because they were all giddy. They were happy. They were about to die. Yeah, they were all renamed, though. That's correct. And so they all get dressed up in like a jumpsuit and black Nikes.
Uh-huh.
So they sit down and they were supposed to come in 3 waves. 3 waves.
Hey, guys, just for the record, this is long before Yeezys.
Yep. Otherwise, they probably would have gone out in those.
They were Air Jordans.
But what they did was,
I don't know if that's true.
wave after wave, 3 of them. The first one, which Bo was going to be involved in with 39. He was actually involved in the 3rd wave, but the first wave took barbiturates and vodka,
Fema Barbital and vodka.
and I can't. It was basically everything. It's something that's going to kill you.
It's like Jesus
So
juice, but not Alex.
And then they
not
put
Alex,
bags over their head.
Not Alex Jones. What was it? Fucking
They put
Jim
bags over the
Jones.
head. Yeah. So then they put bags over their heads and waited to die. And then the second wave showed up, and they did the exact same thing. Except for the first thing they did before they drank the barbiturates and the vodka was they cleaned up the bodies, they put them in bed, and they put a purple veil over them.
What about the wiener cutting? When did that happen?
That didn't happen.
That's not true.
That didn't happen.
I don't believe you.
That did not happen.
They cut off their dicks.
That did not happen.
It's true. They cut off their dicks.
As far as I know, that did not happen. It was never mentioned in anything.
All right, you
else.
keep talking. I'm going to Google it.
I think they're black sneakers, Harvey. And
They were Black Sea Snickers. The best candy bars.
anyway, so so they kept going. They did this in waves where they would clean up the body, and then they would put them in bed, put a purple veil over them, and lay them rest. And finally, it came down to the last 3, which was Bo himself and 2 of his followers. And the 2 followers got fucked. The remaining guys they got fucked because you shit yourself when you die sometimes, and these people just eating and taking barbiturates and vodka, so it's probably really messy.
Oh, that's what hurt them was they shit?
No, but hold on. So Bo gave them directions that he would be put in a specific bed in a specific way. He had demands, and everyone killed themselves the last wave except for the last two guys. So the last two guys had to put Bo away and clean up, kind of. And then he told them, "Well, you're the last of the line, so you kind of just gotta." Some male cult members, including leader, were castrated. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, good for them.
That's not ridiculous balls. They cut off the beans, not the Franks.
Oh,
Sorry.
there you go. And so they God, you totally caught me off now. The last two guys had to clean up, and then they were told, "You're the last two. There's no one to clean you up. Just put yourselves in bed." And so they basically took the barbiturates vodka through and put in bed, and did their best to like cover themselves up and stuff like that. And then two people who were ex-cult members showed up to make sure everything was fine because they didn't know what was going on. And they show up and they just kind of walk into this fucking scene. Could you imagine being the two ex-cult members and be like, "What the fuck did I miss here? What's going on?"
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, can you imagine walking into that scene?
Am I? Okay, I was hoping I was at least.
I just checked it out too.
Mostly
they were
incorrect.
Castrated. They didn't cut their dicks
I
off.
was
They cut their testicles
Harvey.
off.
I
It's
only
different.
prefer answers that are mostly false. Fact checks. I am mostly false 900% of the time.
900% of the time
Yeah.
means I'm correct.
I said one thing. Sometimes I say "and" instead of "the," and therefore I'm mostly
Did you
false.
see that? And I'm not going to go into any political stuff here. I'll leave that for Tom. Did you see that? I'm going to keep saying that. Sorry, Tom. I love you.
Throw him on the bus.
Check out Paranormal Patriot. He's awesome. So, but the reporter that's in Afghanistan, she's like, "Oh, they're chanting death to America, but they're mostly peaceful." But they seem very happy. And then she had to run for her damned life. That's the same kind of thing.
Didn't the Australians get her out, or the English, or the Brits?
I don't care. I don't give a fuck about that person.
Our people were like, "Fuck you, find another way." Their people were like, "Come on, we'll help you."
No, I'm not going to go into that. It's just going to piss me off and piss everybody else off. I'm not going to get political about this.
It's
whole
a fantastic
fucking
situation.
Bullshit. Saigon 2. This is the
2.0.
worst. This is the worst fucking situation since Neville Chamberlain. Let's put it that way. Anyway, we done fucked the pooch on that one. So, regardless of your political affiliations and how you feel about what happened there, we're going to go back to dick cutting or ball cutting off in Heaven's Gate.
Oh, I didn't know they were ball cutting off. Thank you very much.
Castrato.
Anyway, so there are videos out there, I believe. I don't know if they're published on YouTube or not. I know that there's a documentary about it, and you can kind of see the videos of all these people before they died talking about the fact that they're about to commit suicide and how happy they were. And this is actually
Because they didn't think they were committing suicide, dude. That's the thing.
But this is what I want to
You
say
fool
is
people into saying
this is what I want to say. It's actually commentary on things that are happening in our modern era, where you can convince people to shoot themselves in the foot of their own competence because they want to believe thoroughly that what they're doing is for righteousness and that it's going to turn out good in the end.
Exactly. And think about like the influence of social media. We're part of the problem. We're now influencers, I guess.
Yes, we are.
Well, we aren't until someone says we influence them.
Yes.
Hopefully for the better.
Hopefully we don't influence people too much.
That's why I always say, hey, it's a holiday. If you're going to drink, don't drive. Because I don't want to influence someone to
Do the watermelon crawl.
The awkward silence means you quoted country music.
That's my bad.
Bad.
Sorry.
Bad Panda. I already have to go listen to Clint Black in like a week or two. Apparently he's a big country guy. The wife wants to hear him, so I said, hey, you want to go see that? She's like, I was thinking, but I didn't want to ask you because you don't like country music. I'm like, cool, next time there's a UFC, you can buy tickets. Guess what? It didn't happen.
My bad.
Damn it.
My bad.
Fucking country music.
Hall of Shame. Anyways.
Yeah.
You're saying.
Do you
I won't
know
do it
where you
again.
were? It's okay. It's okay. It's comic relief. Anyway, so what was the outcome overall, do you think, socially with the Heaven's Gate problem? Like, what do you think overall? How do you feel like the family members were affected? Do you think they were affected for the better or for the worse, the ones that survived? I've learned that at least from what I've seen and my weird obsession with stupidity and cults, which are the same thing, the people that survive that usually grow to be better people, and they avoid that like the damned plague.
A lot of people come out of cults.
Look at Lee
who
Remini,
will
because we
generally
talked about the
recognize
Scientology
the
thing
side of a
before.
cult.
You know, exactly. Like, you look at people that survive that stuff, they tend to do better in life because they realize, this shit's fucked up. I need to think for my damn self because my parents didn't. Personally, I approach child rearing with the idea of think for your damn self in the first place. Not everyone does that.
There is a desperation. There is a desperation in modern society to find a place that they fit. There is an absolute desperation.
God, Harvey in chat, they fucking died. Period. Bro, I'm talking about the survivor family, like not the people that died, their family members that lived on afterwards or that were like related to people that did. Bro, that's dark. I love you. So, yeah, and what I was going to do earlier that I got sidetracked from was the social media things made it even worse. We have an entire generation or two of kids that grew up with a fucking camera in their face.
Well, I mean, it's not
Going,
just
oh,
that.
look at me, like I'm important. You look at what people think about social media, what they think about you. It's tough. When we started this, I used to look at the fucking the comments and the reviews and stuff, and I realized that was detrimental to my psyche. And so when we relaunched, I said, fuck that. We'll get the people in chat. We'll talk to them live. Beyond that, I don't give a fuck.
When you put in the fact that everybody in this world, or not everybody, but most people are looking for their moment of fame. They're looking for an easy out for all these problems. And the reason for that is because a long time ago, humanity left behind work. It left behind real work. People these days, they want to talk about how hard life is. And the truth is life now is a lot harder than it used to be.
So 1 second there. Harvey in chat, never apologize for being fucking hilarious. You're fine. Don't ever apologize for telling a funny fucking joke, guys. That's the problem with the world today. Everyone's soft and weak. There's no safe spaces in Vanishing Gates. We've said this from the beginning.
Now, let me finish my thoughts.
Yeah, continue. Sorry, that was just really important.
Yeah, it is important. But the problem is we left hard work behind, and we are in a worse situation than when we could have died from typhoid.
I've literally had people tell me.
Let me finish my thoughts.
Well,
10
this is
seconds
part of
later.
your thoughts. It was a quick.
Are your thoughts
This
part
is
of my
part of your
thoughts?
thoughts? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go
I've
ahead.
literally had people tell me I want the pandemic to continue so I can just stay at home.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do
What
that.
the fuck? I worked through the entire fucking pandemic.
I don't know a single person that I personally don't know anyone who did not work through the pandemic other than myself.
I started a fucking business and worked during the entire fucking pandemic.
But I moved through the pandemic, and then when I moved back, I was like,
Yeah,
I can't find work.
You got
'Cause
COVID.
pretty
You
much
got the
everything got
COVIDs
shut down.
twice.
I couldn't find any work when I got back.
How
'cause
did you get
everything
the
pretty much shut
COVIDs
fuck down.
twice?
When it was first here in like January back in 2019, and then I can't remember. I got the Delta variant, I think.
We're gonna get popped for the COVID comment, by the way. I
got-
would say sorry for saying sorry, but you just told me not to. Exactly,
Either way,
Harvey.
caught it.
You're on board.
But this is the problem with society today: is that when you could die, like say you had to get up every morning at like 3:00 in the morning to get the crops ready, the animals fed, right?
Oh yeah.
People always say that was harder.
Oh,
you could die
life
from
here
typhoid.
is easy.
You
This
can
is a
get
simple life.
any kind of tetanus. You can get any things could happen to you back then. There was nothing to save you back in the 1800s. It was far worse. It was far worse back in the 700s. But here's the thing: there weren't as many people. There was land open that you could build on. You could actually start a family and a farm. It was an option. Nowadays, you can't do that. You can't just walk out there and start a life.
You can in some places, yeah.
Very few.
There are still
very
homesteading
few.
places. Now, Bo brings up a valid point in chat. I think he's totally correct. I agree 100%. 100%. Jesus, I can't talk. I think validation is what people want these days. And with social media, it's super sad. Just saying. You're right, Bo. You're absolutely fucking right. That is a fact. We want validation. We don't validate ourselves. We don't feel validated growing up. Guys, one thing you need to do if you have kids, you need to raise them to feel validated with morals.
There's no 2-point.
No soft gloves and no beating them up either.
There's no 2-point system in effect where affection and validation affect. Because when you're sent to school, you're with 30 other kids all throughout your life until you're an adult. And when you get out there, you're working in a place with a bunch of people. Now, the thing is, it's a lot of families that do it right, where their kids are successful, or because they're able to spend time with their kids, take them fishing. They're active.
Yeah.
But in this day and age, with the video games, and I'm a huge gamer, that's a big problem for me,
too.
is you spend your time in a virtual reality away from your family, and your kids will walk up to you and they'll
have to
say, "Would you
disconnect
draw with me? Would you
sometimes.
do that?" And I do this all the time. They say, "Would you draw with me? Would you?" No, I'm doing something.
After
right now.
this
I'm doing
game, I'm
something
busy,
right now.
yeah.
One second, and then 5 hours pass, and then you stop and you think to yourself. You sit there and you go, man, I wish I didn't have to go to work because I need more time with my family. But the truth is,
You
90%
wasted
of
all your
people
time just relaxing.
have literally wasted their time attempting to relax from something that's making them stressed, because video games are a stress creator. They're not a reducer. Because when you're playing a video game, you're in virtual reality. You're still having to solve problems in the goddamn video game. And a lot of times you have to figure out what you're going to do next. Maybe there's a guy who shot you
But
too
you're
many times. Now
solving
you're getting
digital
pissed.
problems and not your personal problems.
And you're sucked into something. And then that's the same thing with Facebook and TikTok. Is all these kids get out there, and that's how kids get sucked into bad things, is because they just want to be famous. They
You know what we
want
need
to
to bring
be
back?
known.
What we need to bring back is family dinner nights.
Yeah, things like that.
It's proven that families that sit down and have dinner with their kids at least once a week, the kids stay out of trouble way more than others. It's a fact. So here's a good one. Seriously, though, if people stop watching mainstream news, this is Harvey in chat, by the way, and network television, they will feel better. I haven't watched television in 2 years, and I have a much more broad perspective of what's happening. Read some fucking books, Harvey. You're right.
Do not watch any mainstream.
Stop watching the news. Stop paying attention to social media all the time.
Pay attention to something.
Pay
but not
attention to
mainstream.
things. Focus here and there. Find what's important and go from there. There is no unbiased news source anymore. It doesn't happen.
But this all ties back to Heaven's Gate, because these are the same type. This is the same type of thing that was going on before the mainstream. Is around the time we became industrialized and we expanded so vastly after World War II with the Boomer era and stuff like that. And this is not an insult or comment, just in case people are wondering. You know, this is a statement of fact that we grew so large that there's nothing for anyone anymore.
We went from a generation of people that enlisted when they were 14 years old to go fight evil across the world, not knowing anything about what was going to happen, to a generation of people that get pissed when you get their latte wrong.
This is the problem.
And Bo in chat, the Kardashian effect is a perfect way to say it. Thank you.
We are now in a situation where McDonald's is a career to some of these people, because they aren't going to go up. There is no up for them. And we've hit basically a
There should be
goddamn
an up.
bottleneck.
Here's the problem. There should be an up. There's always an up.
There's not for them, though.
You can dig your way out. It doesn't matter who you are. And guys, if you're listening to this and you feel like everyone's holding you down, it's not true. The only person holding you down in the end is yourself. I know this for a fact.
Get up and
As
move.
a person, you can do this. You can get up and go. You don't have to be part of the systematic bullshit. You are going to be able to do this as an intelligent person. You have to focus yourself.
It is literally
and
designed
work your damned ass
that you
off.
don't do this. It
Yeah.
is literally designed in
Fight the
schools
system
and things
by
like that.
showing them they're wrong.
When you have people demanding a living wage from something that they should not be stuck in for their entirety of their life, from something that is a stepping stone, that is how you know things are wrong.
Here's how I view it. How do you deal with a bully? What does a bully understand? Loud noises? No, because a bully gets loud noises at home. The system can be a bully. How you deal with a bully is you stand up to it and you show them they're wrong. Whether you throw hands or not is up to you. I don't suggest any kind of violence, by the way, guys. I suggest going to learn jiu-jitsu and martial arts. I would suggest Lost Boys.
It's always good.
Here in
That's
Arcata?
one thing you can do if you feel like you're
Over in Arcata. We're in
if
Eureka.
you feel like you know you don't have that place to fit in, and you're not getting that validation, you're not doing something. The most amazing thing you can possibly do, and that I did, was I went to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I did BJJ, and in that class, it's weird because they have students just like everyone else, but those teachers do take the time. They do take the time to work with you because they want you to be good at it. There's people, and
they intentionally care.
it's not just them too. It's the students that are just above you. You'll get the validation from them too, because they're not just there to kick the crap out of you. They're there to teach you. They're there to help you learn. The only piece you have to worry about
This
is
isn't
the
us
white
talking
belt.
about our Lord and Savior Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu either,
Yes,
guys.
no,
I don't
no.
study BJJ.
Any
but
kind of one of them. I've
martial arts
studied it a
in
little
general teaches you a lot of good things.
Yeah.
The problem is people, when you aren't faced with adversity, but you assume you are, there's a lot of people that feel like they've had adverse reality and they haven't.
bit. You get to punch people, yeah. Well, that's exactly.
Not in
Arm locks, things
BJJ,
like that.
Bo. Jesus.
But the thing is
Well, you can sometimes.
it's emotion of you feel like you're doing something. You feel like you have a form of control. Martial arts is one of the best ways to do it.
Well, it's adversity, but it's adversity in an effect. Like, it's not even that. Just join a fucking wrestling class in your high school.
Go to
Join the
the gym.
wrestling team. Go to the gym. Lift some weights. Burn some pressure off. We're physical creatures, and one of the things, depression is huge because people get out of shape. I'm not pointing fingers at you, Jack. You fat fuck. But they get out of shape. They get down on themselves. You get down on yourself. Once you start exerting that energy, it's really helpful. And if you notice, a lot of the people that join these cults, none of them are very physically strong.
No,
They rely on other tactics.
they aren't very smart either.
No, they're incredibly intelligent.
I wouldn't say that.
No, a lot of these people that join these cults are intelligent people, very intelligent people.
I think that's one of the things that,
But they're because we're emotional creatures as humans.
with going into a cult, like that.
How did we
cult
go
in
from
particular-
fucking prayers, dildos to cults to giving like a life speech to people? We're life coaches now.
our segues, man? I'm telling you.
Now we're
Our
influencers.
segues. We should have started with this probably and ended with the dildo, but
Oh, we'll end with a dildo. Don't you worry.
oh, that's awkward. I'm not gonna be here for that. Okay, I'm gonna go before that.
No, I was just gonna call you a dildo at the end.
Oh, okay.
Why do you take that?
But
Oh God, don't take it.
it's when people join cults, it's because they're seeking something that they cannot find,
Well, yeah, and they feel welcomed. They usually are downtrodden and outcast.
or they accidentally wind up in an Aikido class, which I feel sorry for them.
Hey, Aikido has some moments that are really good.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't.
Have you ever done Aikido?
No.
Well, exactly. So shh.
I'm not that stupid. I've never accidentally
Look,
wandered into
Aikido
an
is
Aikido
totally
class.
unusable.
It's like
in
going
a
to
real world
Kenpo.
situation.
Who uses Kenpo?
Me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who uses it?
I've literally saved my own life knowing Kenpo karate.
No, he hasn't.
I have.
No one has.
That's not true.
Kenpo's a joke.
No,
Just
it's
like
not.
Aikido.
There are parts that are totally useless, guys, for any martial art. Don't get me wrong. Outside of jujitsu.
That's not true.
We could do a whole podcast on how martial arts are different. I want to start one.
But
Anyway.
back to the cult thing. It's simple that people they get into cults because of the fact that they need to fit in somewhere. And we're in a society where everyone's kind of like a sheep that has no herd and no herd dog to bring them in. And that's why it it causes people to do something like an escalation tactic. So say you get someone who's running a cult, and first the cult seems really normal. It's really it's just a bunch of people getting together, doing some games, talking about some crazy stuff sometimes. But then one person has a brilliant idea, and it's just a step up from what they were before. And then another step. And another person has a brilliant idea about this cult. Oh, what if they did this? What if this was their opinion? Step up.
Yeah, but
What if this was their opinion? Step up.
About cults and communes is probably 85% of the time it ends with one dude banging all the married chicks and kids in the fucking cult.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But the point is that it starts off, generally speaking, it doesn't start off there.
It's not a laughing matter, guys. Just
It doesn't start off at that point. What I'm saying is this idea that you need to change everything around you and shift what's going on because you believe that you're doing what's right. And that's the problem is people will do anything when they think you're doing something that's correct.
well, because like Bo said, they want validation.
Yeah.
They want to be known. They want to have someone that cares about them.
They are literally doing whatever is necessary to find that right path.
Yep, I agree. And to end this here at Dildo, we have to go barbecue some food.
Oh.
Folks, we went a little longer because we started later, but we love you guys very much for watching.
Yep.
We're going to wrap it up. Please share this and tell people about it. The downloads on our
give 'em a
podcast
timestamp.
version is dope.
For the good stuff, maybe.
Meh. I wouldn't share this with your children's, though, because we don't want to
Yeah, don't
influence
do
our children. We
Don't.
want to be influencers
Don't
for
ever do
adults,
that.
not for children's.
that. Poor kids don't need
If
to
you
be
guys
involved in
have
this.
stories of the unexplained, the paranormal, if you've met a serial killer, any weird story, even something you can't explain, some weird creep followed you home and you don't want to meet him again, fucking let us know.
Uncle actually have one of his friends was abducted by a serial killer in,
I have
in
no
Washington
idea.
or Oregon.
Washington, Oregon?
It was Mike. Our
Did you say
Uncle Mike
Washington, Oregon?
had one of his friends was abducted.
Oh, yeah. He had a friend that survived that dude that's killing people in the parking
Yeah.
structures. I'll have to get him on to talk about that at one point.
Yeah. Because if I remember correctly, his friend survived, right?
She was one of the survivors. Yeah, she was one of the survivors.
Yeah, because she screamed in like mom, or I think something happened.
I think that Harvey just came up with the title for this episode in chat. If you guys were worried about what just happened, that was just Jack smacking the table as hard as he could. Harvey with the title for the episode, From Dildo to Heaven's Gate, Awesomeness. That's the name of this episode. So if you have stories of that, let us know. Hit us up, guys. We want to tell your stories. We want to interview you guys. We want to have you on. When the studio's set up more, my next plan is to buy a soundboard that actually has a dedicated phone line so you can call in and talk about it, which would be great. We're going to continue to do the live stream. We had stopped because we wanted to do the podcast format because it was more effective because Mark Zuckerberg hates me. He's probably in trouble. But we're going to keep doing the live stream because it's more fun because we get to see your guys' chat. We haven't figured out exactly what time we're going to do our show live, but we'll put up things on our Facebook. So if you're listening on the podcast, it doesn't matter where you are, check out our Facebook page and make sure you subscribe to it. But also, please download the podcast formats and leave good reviews. I'm not going to look at them because I don't do that, but other people will see it and they'll join in. And that would be dope, AF.
Yep.
As they say in 2021. Yeah? Is that right?
Sure.
I don't know if I'm batting the wrong straws here or whatever.
We can ask my wife. She's young enough to know.
I know. You got to stop stealing from the cradle, yo.
She's only 7 years younger than me.
Only 7 years younger than you.
Wow, that's rude.
So when you were a senior in high school, we're not going to go there. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please like the video, share the video if you're watching it live. If you're listening to the podcast, please like and share that. Give a good review. Give us some feedback. Our email is vanishinggates@gmail.com. I want to hear from you. I really do. Even if it's just some kind of like, Jack needs to get a haircut or get a toupee. Either one is fine. Too soon?
Too soon.
That's what you get for wearing a cap all the time. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go throw some meat on some fire and feed some people. So we will catch up with you later. Again, I'm Jay, and this is...
The lugubrious Jack.
God, that was loud. Why did you try to make your mouth on the fucking microphone? Make sure she sleeps on her back to avoid dying of SIDS. Jesus, Harvey. Bro, that is a weird thing to say in chat. We need to hang out. So anyway, we're the worst people ever, and this has been Vanishing Gates. If you guys have a podcast or a show you want to do, we want to help promote it too. I know how hard it is to start things up, and we're restarting things. So let us know, and we'll gladly promote it as long as it's not something that's just despicable.
Really?
Yeah, despicable.
Sometimes it's despicable.
I mean, like, if you want to do a PTHC like video where you guys watch it and describe it, then yeah, we're not gonna promote you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And guys, it's a weekend. If you're gonna drink, don't fucking drive. Get an Uber, walk home, get a ride home. For God's sake, we want you to be involved with the show. We don't want you to be the ghost topic of our show, driving a sleepy Cadillac that kills like 4 kids. Please, for the love of God, don't drive drunk. We love you in the face.
Do the watermelon girl.
That's 2.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you next week.
Toodles. We gotta stop recording. You gotta give me a second.
Ah!